Children, welcome back to school. It's great to have you all back in school to start a new school year all together. You might have noticed as you came into school this morning some changes. There's changes outside the building and there's changes inside the building too. And we've also got some changes to make because of the COVID rules have changed. So first of all, outside, it might have felt a little bit squashed as you walked into school from the Wyndham Road entrance. You've noticed that the Wyndham Road playground has got some fences around it. That's because we're building 3 extra classrooms and other rooms in a new building. The building is going to be our ARP, or Additionally Resource Provision. We start work, or the builders start work on the 15th of September, and building goes on throughout the whole of this school year and is due to finish around May time. You'll be able to look through the safety fences and watch the builders as they work and see how that building slowly gets built and constructed. When it's finished, our ARP, which we'll rename the Wyndham Wing, will look something like this. It'll have 3 classrooms on the ground floor. There's no first floor, so there's no stairs in it, some offices and some other rooms where children can go to work with their adults. 24 new children who have the autistic spectrum condition will join our school and they will learn in this new building. They need extra help that they can't get in their own school. They'll join our school from next September and we really look forward to welcoming them. Most of the time they'll learn in the ARP with their teachers and their adults, and sometimes they'll join you in your class for some of your lessons along with their adult helpers. In our school, we already have children with the autistic spectrum condition. You might know who they are, and they sometimes also have some extra help. Those children will stay learning in the main Fielding Primary School, but then will be joined from time to time by others who are learning in the ARP. As we go through this school year, we'll talk to you more about welcoming these children. But for now, just look out for the building work starting, watch the building being built and looking and turning into something like the pictures here. We've also got some COVID changes, and the COVID changes are positive. They're better. We're making our changes in 2 stages. So first of all, for all of September, and then from October. So the first big change is that children only stay at home if you are unwell and you test positive for COVID. You're able to come to school even if you live with someone who has COVID in your household. You're also able to come to school even if someone in your class has COVID. That's a big change. So you only come to school if you yourself feel unwell. We've also got to carry on keeping our classrooms well ventilated to blow the virus away. So our windows and doors will stay open as much as we can so that we can all work and stay safe. For all of September, adults are also going to work hard to distance from one another and also from you. And they're still going to ask you to wash your hands, but not quite as much as before. So you'll be washing your hands at home before you come to school, and then before you have food during the school day, and then again you'll wash your hands when you go home. There's no class bubbles and there's no zones. So that means at playtime you'll be able to play with everyone outside. We're still going to ask you to sit in your named seat at lunchtime, just so we can keep a check on everybody and keep them safe. And we're still not quite yet going back to big groups of children indoors, like for our assemblies, until October. So some things have changed, but some things will stay the same for September. Then in October, it stays the same as September. You only stay at home if you're unwell and perhaps test positive for COVID. You still come to school even if someone you live with has the COVID virus. We'll still be focusing on keeping our classrooms ventilated with doors and windows open. So as it starts to get colder, you might then want to make sure you're wearing a jumper or having your fleece with you. We think then things are going to be a little bit safer because all adults will have had 2 doses of the vaccination. So we're going to stop in October asking adults to distance. And then we're also going to switch to having big groups of children indoors, and we're going to invite parents back into school to see some of our events like your sharing assemblies. Still no bubbles or zones. You're still able to play with everybody else, but we'll still ask you to sit in your own seat at lunchtime. And you'll still be focusing on washing your hands before school and before eating, which is just good hygiene. We'll talk more to you about those changes for October as we get a little bit closer to October. Teachers have been working hard over the summer holiday as well, and they've had 2 training days where they've done lots of thinking together. They've done some work on our curriculum, or the things that we learn. And one of our big focuses that the very best teachers are going to be doing in class with you as the very best children is making better links in your learning. So that's better links from one year group to another, better links between different subjects and within the subjects. And this new phrase that you're going to be hearing, we're going to be talking to you about our golden threads. And these are the things that we keep coming back to over and over again through different subjects and across different year groups. Look out for these pictures when your teachers are talking to you and listen out for these new key words. Our golden threads are going to be our 4 core values of resilience, respect, empathy, and reflection. And we're adding in there an idea about sustainability so that we all learn to live in a healthier, more sustainable way so that our planet goes on surviving. Then we've taken 5 new ideas. They're the pictures on the bottom. We're going to keep coming back to talking to you about staying healthy and having good health. Linked to sustainability, about how we learn to treat our climate better so that we don't harm planet Earth. We're going to talk to you about infrastructure and how things change over time so that we learn to live with things in different ways. Democracy is going to come through, where we learn about people and times from the past and how we think about how we make rules ourselves as a country. The word equality is going to keep coming up so that we make sure we're treating everybody in an equal and fair way. And you'll learn about times when that didn't always happen and how as a whole world we've learned to treat everybody in a fairer, better way. Doesn't always happen even today in every country, and as you get older you'll be learning about that, but equality comes all the way through our curriculum. And then you're also going to be learning about innovation and how human brain has worked out to solve problems and to get over things that are tough to make our world a better place. Perhaps the best example of innovation recently has been how scientists have found a vaccine to overcome the coronavirus virus. So lots of changes there behind the scenes to our curriculum, and we're asking everybody to make better links in our learning, and that's so our knowledge grows better over time. For children in years 3, 4, 5 and 6, you're also going to have a new way and a better way of learning to read. We're taking away guided reading groups where you did lots of work on your own and switching instead to whole class reading led by the teacher, where everybody shares the same book together. You can see in the picture there that Mr. Bloomfield's class last year, plus several other classes, tried this new way of working. So for those classes, it's not going to be new, it's just going to be carrying on. Teachers in their training days enjoyed watching others teach from the videos we filmed, and we're learning from one another to how to teach better so that you learn to read better. We've asked parents to buy your own copy of your own class reading book. So in year 4 here, I've put a picture there up of The Borrowers. That's your first book of the year. For year 3, you're going to be reading Flora and Ulysses. For year 5, you're reading The 1,000-Year-Old Boy. Wow, that's an interesting title. And year 6, you're starting with The Hobbit. Children in reception, year 1 and year 2, your reading continues to be focusing on phonics, although children in year 2, probably in the summer term, to get you ready for year 3, you'll switch to whole class reading. But your teachers will talk to you more about that in the summer term. We continue to work hard on helping you to write better for longer. So that's going to be, teachers are going to be pushing you hard there, and we continue to work on improving your mathematics and number, especially children in reception year 1 and year 2. Some things don't change, so our core values are staying the same. We're also, with our core values, wanting you to keep on growing up to be the best person that you can possibly be. And remember there that our values help you to make that choice between what's right and what's wrong. And it's your job to make the right choices with a little bit of guidance and support from the adults. So making the right choices using values to guide you, and knowing that difference between right and wrong isn't changed for us at all. We're keeping our 4 core values of respect, resilience, empathy, and reflection. Everybody in our school, from reception upwards, knows those 4 words well. And then our older children, from year 3 upwards, start to learn the extra words that go with those 4 core values, so that you grow your knowledge and understanding and your vocabulary gets bigger. So everybody should be using those core value words and all of our values to guide your behaviour, for how you treat one another, both at school and at home. Our values give us our golden rules. We've got 5 simple rules that everybody follows at Fielding. The first one, we are kind and helpful, comes from respect and empathy, because we're looking to respect everybody by being kind and helpful to them, and we know from empathy that we like to be treated in a kind way where people have been helpful towards us. So empathy helps us look back as if we're in someone else's shoes, and we treat others in the way we would like to be treated ourselves. Our second golden rule means we listen carefully. That's especially to every adult in school, but also to every child. And that comes strongly from that core value of respect, because we listen, and when adults ask us to do something, we do it straight away. Our third golden rule reminds us to keep our hands and feet to ourselves. That's coming strongly from that sense of empathy, where nobody wants to be hurt from unkind hands or our nasty feet kicking. At this school, we would not have anybody wanting to hurt someone by hitting or slapping them, kicking them, or tripping them up, because we know from empathy we wouldn't want that to happen to ourselves. It would hurt us and upset us. So that third golden rule, we keep our hands and our feet to ourselves. Our fourth golden rule It's okay to get cross and feel angry or upset at times, but here we know we use calming down strategies to get back to a place of calm. That comes strongly from respecting yourself and from reflection, where you can look in on yourself, know yourself when you're starting to bubble up or starting to fizz, and knowing when you need to do some calming down strategies. Mind Up helps us to calm down because we remember through our breathing. It's the simplest way to take some breaths and calm ourselves down. Our fifth golden rule means we always have a go and we're never going to give up. That links strongly to our core value of resilience and perseverance. We have a go, we're trying our hardest. And Mind Up comes in there too, because sometimes when things get tough, especially with learning or with friendships, it's time to take a breath, walk away, and then come back and have another go later where you'll probably achieve and thrive. So 5 golden rules linking strongly to our 4 core values. We all follow those to keep our school a happy place. Everybody belongs to one of our 4 constellations, either Cygnus, Hercules, Orion or Pegasus. We're looking forward to working with our elected star leaders this year. They're our role models, and we're looking forward to hearing some of their assemblies. Some children have changed constellation this year because you told us it wasn't always fair in your class, where sometimes there weren't the right numbers of children in each of the constellations. So if you've changed constellation, welcome to your new star team. You're going to work hard for them, and you're going to want to stay green every day so that you can earn your star and your token. Staying on green, the values are there to help you stay green. The values are there to help you to make the right choices to stay green. Every single adult who works at Fielding wants you to stay green. Listen to them, follow their instructions, and stay on green by making the right choice to do the right thing. Earn your token for your constellation, earn your star for yourself. Staying green is your best choice. Every day you get that token for staying on green. You colour in your star on your individual star chart. You post your token in your collection tube in your class or elsewhere in school. That way everybody can see how well the constellations are doing, and you know that you might then need to work a little bit harder or a little bit in an extra special way to earn an extra token through showing the values in a supersonic, fantastic way. Remember, you get bronze, silver, gold or platinum award certificates as you collect your individual stars. It's all about you making the right choice for yourself, for your certificate, and for your constellation star or team. A reminder there that the certificates get awarded to you when you hit 50 stars, you gain your bronze award, 100 stars at silver, and 150 stars for gold. And if you can really show values and get noticed by your teachers, then some children, but they're exceptional, they're unusual, it's tough to get it. Some children will go on and earn a platinum award through 250 stars. There's 190 school days in a year, so you should roughly be looking to earn a bronze award during the autumn term, silver in the spring, and gold in the summer. You might hit it those earlier if you're earning extra tokens and stars. And you're definitely going to have to hit it them earlier if you want to get platinum award by the end of the summer term. You might want to talk to family at home and see if they want to link rewards at home to you gaining those certificates, because they're tough to get and they show that you've made the right choices day in, day out. Sometimes it doesn't always go well every day, and sometimes you need time to stop and think. That's our yellow or our flat face or our amber sign. That's your chance, that's your signal to know that you've got to check what you're doing, to stop and think about your choices. That's where you should be thinking, why has my name been moved? Has the teacher told me that I'm going to be moved? What do I need to do differently? Has the teacher told me what I need to do differently? Am I following those 5 golden rules? How quickly can I get back to move my name to green? It's all about you making the right choices, following the adults' instructions and their guidance, knowing the golden rules and making the choice to go back to green, because every adult wants you back on green. Our behaviour goes up the greens, up the green triangle, where we look to reward you in different ways. That daily token or star for staying on green. More values tokens for those who show our core values in fantastic ways, going above and beyond what's expected. Class teachers will look to make a weekly award for work. You could be chosen by others in your class to be a values ambassador for showing our values. Some of you will be working on your values baccalaureate, bronze, silver, or gold. By the time you reach year 6 and you're looking to leave fielding, you really should have achieved gold in a way that you show our values through a whole range of different tasks. That's one thing that Miss Stabler will be talking to children in years 4, 5 and 6 about over the next few weeks. There's then all sorts of other certificates, and then of course the constellation treat for the star constellation who gets the highest number of tokens each term. Lots of different ways and encouragement for you to stay on green. And then there's the other side, the opposite. No adult wants you to go on red. No adult should be threatening red. There should be no language in this school of red, you'll get a red letter, because red letters simply don't exist anymore. Instead, adults might be helping you and asking you to change your behaviour to go amber or to go green. Red behaviours are wrong. Red behaviours can happen in person or through a device and online. Red behaviours are the unkind words where you pick on people and upset them. Red behaviours are where you hurt someone through your words or through your hands and your feet. Red behaviours include bullying, when you've gone on hurting and upsetting somebody time and time again. And that does include deliberately leaving someone out. Red behaviour includes racism, where you're doing something unkind to someone because of their background or the colour of their skin. At this school, unkind words do happen from time to time, and we will punish you if that happens. We will tell you quite clearly that's a red behaviour and it needs to stop. You will get a sanction, which means you will miss part of your break. The worse the behaviour, or if it persists and gets repeated, then you miss more of your break time. You lose out. If there's bullying or racism, then consequences, the sanctions, the punishments get more serious. We want to guide you to grow up to be the best person you can be, and that's why we want you to avoid red and to make the right choices using the values to guide you. Our red triangles there clearly set out the things you shouldn't be doing and what happens if you do. Talking, pen tapping, turning around, not listening, not working your hardest, not sharing, snatching, running, calling out, moving around the classroom when the adult doesn't want you to. That's all wrong, and that's starting to move towards red. If you don't stop any of that, you're definitely going to get sanctioned and lose out. That next layer, teasing, unkind words to upset others on purpose, not showing the values, being rude to other children, being rude to adults, calling people names, purposefully not including others in your play and your games. That's moving to red behaviour. You'll get sanctioned. There will be punishments for that unless you change. And then it goes red. If you choose to carry on behaving in that way, you're going to go red. We'll be letting your parents know about your bad and poor behaviour in school. Straight away, red behaviours, racist language, sexist language, homophobic comments, purposely hurting other children, bullying them, or using bad language and swearing is straight reds, because we're being clear with you now that doesn't happen here. It's wrong. And of course, if you're going to get repeated red incidents, then we will increase the level of sanction for you. You will lose out more. We want you to make positive choices so you're growing up to be the best person you can be. Work with us to make those choices and to stay green so that fielding is a happy place for everyone. I'm looking forward to this school year. I'm looking forward to you being successful, knowing our values and staying green. Thanks, everybody.